it's no big deal if I'm wrong, because if I'm wrong, that makes something else right. So you go towards what's right. If you're watching this video, please give it a subscribe and a like, but only comment if you're going to be kind and thoughtful and respectful to everyone's beliefs. That includes spiritual beliefs. Don't comment and say, this is spiritual gobbledygook. Please. There is a difference between speaking your truth and how you see it and how you see the situation, and then just being mean. And I've tried to be as kind as possible, but I will speak out if I think something is wrong. Hi everyone, I'm Gemma Rosenthal and this is Creative Hearts. And today I'm going to talk about putting on your own crown. And I'm going to trust the universe with this one, because that's the card that I pulled. I was going to talk about mental health labels as well. But I was trying to tie it into themes of what's going on in the world right now, and we have a coronation in England. Now, I don't really agree with monarchy for these reasons, which I will explain some things, but I want you to listen to this message whether you agree with it or whether you don't agree with it, because it's about going deeper than the surface level. So the message for today is about wearing your own crown, putting on your own crown. And why is this important when it comes to mental health labels? So what I'm doing is kind of taking two topics that have been in my mind today. I'd watched a video of Claudia Berlin's, and she was talking about her BPT diagnosis, and she also talks about monarchy issues as well, and how the media will say things about Meghan and Harry now. So I've kind of steered clear of sort of political topics or talking about monarchy or things like that, because obviously there may be people watching my channel who are watching it because they're interested in creativity or they're interested in spirituality, and perhaps they don't want to hear my thoughts on these topics. However, I'm starting to realise that in order to be really connected to your own sovereignty, your own spirituality, there are certain principles that having a spiritual life involves, and that's treating others fairly, seeing everyone as equal, and understanding that we all have equal rights and we all deserve to shine and be ourselves. Now, what happens is you get certain systems or certain things in life which makes it really difficult for ordinary people to shine. First of all, it's all about blocking the throat chakra and also the power center. So if we're talking in spiritual terms, with the chakras, using that as a system, you have different elements in your body, like areas in your body, and you don't have to believe in this to understand it. It's just a way of understanding. So your power center is all to do with authority within yourself, assertiveness, self-control, power, being able to do things in the world. And then you have your throat chakra, which is to do with expression and self-expression. And like when you're looking at things, like I'm looking in the media today around, you know, people being arrested for protesting, for example. Now, I'm not going to go into the details of this because I don't know what's going on. But if you have a system which stops people's voices, stops their self-expression, and also stops their power, which says this person is more powerful than you, that's an abusive system. Okay? And there's probably other systems in your life which you can relate this to. So that might be a job that you've been in when you felt like you couldn't speak out, or it might be, just the fact that it's difficult for you to get paid properly. On the other side of the story, we can look at it more of a symbolic thing. So, yes, I have that opinion, but I also can see that everything has its place in the world and everything is the way it is, whether we like it or not. But at the same time, things can be more of a symbolic thing that represents. So whenever anyone's out in the public eye, it always represents something in our own lives. So we can make it represent something good or something not so good. So it is how you view it sometimes. So I'm not putting down other viewpoints that maybe see it as a good thing, as a spiritual thing. I can see that there's certain value in that, and yet on the whole, I'm more going of the no, but everybody's equal, if this makes sense. Okay, so this is where we're connecting the power center and the throat center. Now, I didn't know I was going to talk about this, but this is what I'm saying is that when I start these videos, it's almost like I'm channeling whatever that's coming to me in that moment to do with a certain topic. So if you keep watching this video, I'll do a meditation on connecting to your throat and your power center, and also putting on your crown. So that's coming up. So I want to mention, obviously, there's the things around colonialism, racism. I have watched certain documentaries talking about it, and I went and watched Akala speak on racism in Britain. And just how that ties in. I don't know if he specifically talked, it was a while ago when I read his book and I also watched him talk. I don't know how it particularly relates to royal family, however, I know that there's a lot of issue around that. And again, I know that people have strong opinions on these things, so I don't want you to dismiss this video based upon viewpoints that I may disagree with you on, because the point of this video is that you can put your crown on, right? The point of this video is that you have your own power, that you are a sovereign being, that you have the authority in your own life, not someone telling you what to do. We can have guidance, we can have teachers, we can have mentors, but you get to choose. And I am going to relate this to labels around mental health as well. So I may do a separate video on mental health. I will do separate videos on mental health labels and why that's important. But I want to say something around people with talents and gifts getting labelled BPD, bipolar, schizophrenia, whatever they're labelled. I wasn't labelled schizophrenia, but I did have the labels of BPD and bipolar and PTSD and even OCD a little bit as well, because I get very obsessed with certain topics and I get very obsessed with thoughts. I can get obsessed with thoughts, which is not necessarily a bad thing, in the sense of it can make you kind of genius, in the sense of that any person who's very well read or very connected to a certain topic, often they have maybe autistic tendencies. I don't know if I'm autistic. I've never been diagnosed as that, but I can get very into certain topics and I obsess about them, and then I'll research them and research them and research them. So this is something that I've been researching a lot. So coming back to the topic of putting on your own crown and how this relates to labels. So if you have had some kind of label put on you, or maybe you've chosen a label. I actually chose mine. As daft as it sounds, they didn't realise I had BPD. They thought I had bipolar. And then I was getting real angry. So I was like looking at the bipolar thing when I was in Crisis House, and I knew I knew way before they gave me the treatment, it was probably about a year before, that I was like, I really need this treatment called DBT. So I'd been researching the treatment, but because I hadn't been given a diagnosis, I couldn't have the treatment. This is how stupid it is, right? So I had to go so crazy that I was put into a crisis house in order to get the right treatment for what I needed at the time. So now I've had the DBT, now I don't fit the box of the diagnosis anymore, according to an online test I did. So I don't fit the full diagnosis anymore, which is great, because that means, I've done a good job, and well, I've tried my best to heal it, and that's cool. So, but I did this by using spiritual techniques, so that's why. And it's even in the therapy, it's like a mixture between CBT and basically Buddhism, well, mindfulness, basically. So this is NHS as well. So they're coming to know that the spiritual techniques are actually the only thing that are going to help people with BPD. They won't use the label spiritual, but it's the same. It's basically that. They do recommend stuff like praying as well. So it's in the booklets and stuff. They say if you're religious, or if you're have a spiritual practice, then you can use that to help heal your mental health. So that's why I keep going on about it. And I think it's good that we get past labels. Again, the spiritual is a label. What does it even mean? It doesn't mean anything. All it means is that you've chosen to put your own crown on. And you've not listened to somebody else tell you what your religion should be. You've gone with him. And this is why I think it's so important for our sovereignty that we can go within and actually understand ourselves. So one of that techniques is meditation. So it might seem a little bit all over the place, this video. Forgot what it was then. But hopefully it makes some sense. So I'm going to use this crown chakra ball. Again, if you have a different religion, it's not going to make a sound with that. If you have a different religion, don't worry. It's a bowl. It's made of I don't know what it's made of. Metal. It hardly makes a sound at all, actually, because your own mind is yours, and also sounds are yours as well. So imagine you just close your eyes for a moment. And taking a few deep breaths. And just see a crown on the top of your head. So just imagine that you're opening now to your divine light, your sovereignty, your power. And trusting your own authority, or whatever authority you believe in, if that's God's authority, anything that you believe in, it's okay. But know that this power is yours. And see your spiritual energies just flowing into your crown chakra. Past any labels or diagnoses you may have, and into your center of intelligence, your wisdom, your creativity. You might see purple light, or white light, or any colour that brings you joy right now. And just imagine that there's now a channel of energy going into your head and through to your throat chakra, your center of expression. And imagine that this expression center is now opening. You may feel you want to cough or burp. That sometimes happens. I almost needed to then, so. This is just energy releasing in the area. And you may want to hum to just allow that energy to actually just go into your throat. And know that it is safe to speak your truth. And know that you're protected in speaking your truth. No matter what the outside might say, truth has power, is what I'm hearing. Truth has power. You know, you always hear that, speak truth to power, but remember that truth has power. Truth is the only power, actually. What is true is the only power. Everything else is illusion of power. So just allow yourself to make any sounds that you might, or just a cough, you know, if you need to cough. Yawn, open your mouth, stick your tongue out, whatever you need to do. This is your voice, this is your truth, you're allowed to speak it, it's okay. And just allow your truth to now come into your heart so that you can have compassion for the world and for anyone that's not able to speak their truth right now, anyone who's frightened. Just have compassion for them. And yourself, have compassion for your own self. I'm just going to switch to the heart bowl. So we're now switching to the power center. So now that the sound has got more brighter, it's louder and deeper. And this is because we're coming into the body now. This is your power center. So this is your sovereignty. Now that you've connected to the angelic realms, you might want to move as well. You've connected to your voice. In your heart. You can laugh as well. It's not meant to be serious. Now is time for you to accept your authentic power. And this is when you might want to make some real sounds. So you might want to stretch. Oh, I'm really feeling quite sore. And we're going to move down to earth, down to the root chakra. I know I've missed a couple of centers, but I'm just doing the ones that relate to this particular topic directly. So this is where you root in your newfound crown, your newfound sovereignty, your newfound power. You might want to say some affirmations like, I am enough. I am my own power. I stand in my own true light. those levels of creativity. And then now just connect to the silence. Connect to your own power that you've just discovered. You are crowned. You have your own crown on. And know that this crown belongs to every single human being on earth as well. Not your crown, but everyone has their own crown. You are a king, you are a queen of your own kingdom, your own queendom. You are ready to serve. And you serve every person the same. No one is above you, no one is below you. You can learn from others, and others can learn from you. You matter, you are important, you are divine. Your truth matters, your voice matters, your purpose matters. You are much more than any label. These cannot hold you back. You are truth. You have truth. And this can never be taken away from you. I do feel like I'm going to burp now. Oh, I love it when that comes to humble me. Because that's the thing, we don't want to get too big for our boots, you know? That's what happens when people get put on pedestals. We start to think that they're better, or you start to think you're better than everyone else. And we're all equal. The animals are equal to us as well. The trees, the plants, everything. Everything is you. And that reminds me, it's the 1-year anniversary of my song called Everything Is You. And it's all about equality, healing, acceptance of yourself and others, embracing the world, embracing the universe, embracing everything. So go check it out. We've passed 1,000 views. And I know that might not sound like a lot to some people who are used to seeing celebrities with 1 million views, maybe 10 million views, maybe 1 billion views. But that doesn't make my work less than theirs. And it doesn't make me better than them either. As I like to think. Well, I'm better because I'm not bought and sold or whatever. But actually, no. I'm just a poor boy. I'm not a boy. I'm just a poor woman. I need no sympathy. 'Cause I'm easy come, easy go. Little high, little go. Anywhere the wind blows doesn't really matter. Wait, no. Why have I got the wrong key? To me. So we just ended on Queen, which is a great song to end on with our sovereignty. Now we have, now I am a queen because I've just put my crown on. You're a queen or a king. You've just been crowned by the divine. Why not? Why not crown ourselves today? I'm really hot, but I just didn't want to show that I'm wearing the same top as I was wearing in the other video. But I don't care, because this is about truth, not lies, and trying to be anything that I'm not. I do need to burp though. 1 sec. I've done that, and I think this is one of the best videos I've ever made. If I say so myself. I hope you like it. I hope you hear me and what I'm saying, and I hope you're not freaked out by, a couple of bowls and some crystals. If you are, sorry. Not sorry, because, get on the crystals. They're great. This one's, what is it? It's the same one as this, right? This one is, what is it called? Hold up. I know it. It's called Blue Lace Agate. I just remembered. I didn't look it up, but this is all about speaking your truth. So that's why I'm holding these things, and I'm also wearing blue. This truth is not going to be my ultimate truth, the thing I'm going to talk about forever. It might be, but it probably won't be. I will probably speak in different ways, moving, in the journey of life, we always use different language. We evolve, we grow, we learn new things. I might still talk about the same things. I'll probably still have the same values. The fundamental things that I'm talking about: fairness, equality, having your own power. That doesn't mean you can't follow Christ, for example. Christ had his own power, so he can give you yours, basically. We need to trust that everybody's on their own journey and that everyone has their own light that they can be guided by, and you have your own light that you can be guided by as well. And you've got to trust that power inside of you and know that your words matter and your voice matters. I keep repeating this, but this is the thing that I want you to know, is that you are worthy. You are worthy. I think that's going to be all for today. But thank you for watching this. And if you would like to find your voice and have coaching sessions with me, I'm an accredited life coach. I'm also a Reiki healer, level 2. I'm trained professionally in dance and musical theatre, so I can really support you in... Oh, I'm also a best-selling co-author of 2 books, and I'm in another book as well. I write my own blogs on mental health too, and also creativity. So I'll put links below. I'm co-host to Find, Tell, Share, the Storytellers podcast. There's so much things that we do at Creative Hearts. So please get involved and drop a message, follow this, subscribe. I always get that word wrong. Subscribe to this channel. Thank you so much.